Chelsea Football Club, you have a world-class goalkeeper wanting to join you. Maignan wants to join Chelsea Football Club and leave AC Milan. However, Chelsea are haggling over the price. I'm going to tell you what Chelsea want to pay, what Milan want, and what I think is going to happen. Furthermore, Mohammed Kudus, well, there was a bid rejected from Chelsea Football Club to West Ham. This is coming from West Ham sources. There were 5 players on a shortlist, and Chelsea said, take your pick. Which ones do you want? I've got the names, I've got the list, let's talk about it. Hugo Ekitike, there is a list as well for him. 2 players are being offered to Frankfurt, for Frankfurt are interested, but they don't even play for Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea using Strasbourg's players, we're going to talk about it, all reputable sources. Then, if you had enough of transfers, let's talk about confirmations. Delap has been confirmed as a Chelsea Football Club player. We're going to break that down, get into the nitty-gritty of that. And finally, Andrey Santos has spoken out. The man's been called up for Brazil. He's basically made it clear. He wants to win trophies at Chelsea. He wants to be successful, but also he wants a downright starting spot. We're going to talk about it. People are panicking. I'm over the moon with the comments. Let's get started. But my last day in Malta, I've been delivering content as promised. However, what I need from you guys is 3 things. Number 1, hit that like button. Over 1,000 likes. We've been doing it. Can we do it again? Number 2, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And number 3, do you think Chelsea are being cheap, or do you think Chelsea are within their right to negotiate the price down? In the comments below, let me know. It's quick, yes or no. Let's get started. Yesterday, I made a video. I made the video first thing in the morning. Everything was rosy, birds were singing, the waves were coming in. I was happy, and then I went all the way to Valletta. If you don't know about Malta, that's the capital city. I went there, I'm walking down the streets, I checked my phone, and Chelsea value Maignan at 8 million euros. 8 million euros. We need to talk about this and we need to break this down. What's gone on? Chelsea value him at 8 million euros. AC Milan want close to 25. And now there is a little divergence. Fabrizio Romano confirms Chelsea are happy with their existing goalkeepers. They believe in all 4 goalkeepers they have. Jurgensen, Sanchez, Petrovic, and Penders. Firstly, if you believe in Robert Sanchez to be your number 1 moving forward, we will never see the gates of heaven. I promise you that on everything I have. You are absolutely handicapping what this team can achieve. You're putting a ceiling there that cannot be broken. You are literally putting a force field there that vibranium cannot break from the Avengers. I promise you right now, there is nobody that can go through it as long as the Guardian is Robert Sanchez. I'm telling you, he plays against us. Furthermore, and this is the biggest one of all, Maignan now is pushing for the move. L'Equipe has come out this morning and Fabrizio has come out and reiterated. Maignan wants to leave AC Milan. He was very eager to join Chelsea. He agreed in personal terms will be easy, but more importantly, he's done with Milan. He wants to cut that cord. He wants to continue his career somewhere else. Chelsea understand Milan have financial problems, right? Milan have financial problems and they need to sell. Chelsea now are trying to fleece them. There's no other ways. Listen, I found out what market opportunity means in the language of Chelsea, in the language of Igbali, Winstanley, and Lawrence Stewart, and Todd Bowley. It means market opportunity only benefits Chelsea Football Club. So if you're selling a player, it's considered market opportunity if we get him exactly at the price that we want him. And now you're going to get my opinion, because there's a meeting going to happen today apparently. We don't know what time, where, but we know Chelsea and Milan are going to negotiate this deal. What we also know is, in the past, AC Milan have taken a mick with how they've done business with us. Pulisic, 18 million, where we wanted 25. That was the settlement fee. Giroud, 1 million plus 1 million in add-ons when there was 6 months left on his contract. For Kaya Tomori, they got him on the release clause of 25 million after a loan. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, 16 million. Brilliant. AC Milan have robbed Chelsea in the past according to Chelsea fans. I actually think if you look over those deals, some of them were fair prices, some of them we got more. For example, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, his market was poor, there was no one else wanted him. Pulisic, his market was poor, no one else wanted him. Tomori, we might have got robbed there. I think Tomori at that point was a very good centre-half, but we undervalued him. And Giroud had 6 months left on his contract. He was going to go for free. If anything, we got free money off them, in my opinion. What's going on now, though? Chelsea now understand Milan are in trouble, so they're going to fleece him for every penny they can. They are telling them, we will take him for 8 million euros. When in reality, they know he's worth more than that. Ask yourself the question, and this is the question I want to ask you. If we went in for Maignan with 5 years left on his deal, how much do you think the player's worth? He'd be worth around about £40 million, £45 million. So if you have the opportunity to get a man of this caliber, Magic Mike Maignan, of this magnitude in goal for 25 million euros, why don't you do it? Why do you have to play around with it? Why do you have to be opportunistic? Why don't you just get the deal done? No, Chelsea want to absolutely embarrass Milan in this situation. They're going to go with 8 million. Milan want 25. What's going to happen is we're going to meet around about 19, 20, maybe 18 plus some add-ons. And Chelsea are going to be like, you see, we saved money here. Problem is, I've seen you try to do this before. Enzo Fernandez, you paid 120 million euros. Moises Caicedo, you paid nearly 120 million pounds. Literally, you tried to bargain and then someone else jumped in and you had to panic and get it to save face. Why do we have to go through the process? Why do we have to wait till the Monday? Just pay the money. You're getting a bargain anyway. This is arguably one of the best keepers. People have attacked me on Twitter and said, what are you talking about? Penders will be better than Maignan. That's in 3 years and that's all projection. We don't know what's going to happen with Penders. Then there's Petrovic. Oh, Petrovic is better keeper than Maignan. On what planet is Petrovic better keeper than Maignan? On what planet is he better than Maignan? Maignan is a top 5 keeper in this world, right? Currently in the game, he might have had a down season by his high standard, but the defense in front of him was preposterous. And more importantly, the guy's been injured, even though he played 37 out of 38 games last year. I don't understand how people are using that as a negative. So for me, this is a simple deal to make. Why does it have to be so public and complicated? Why do we have to know that we're negotiating with these numbers? I think it just looks unprofessional. Let me know in the comments below. The next story is regarding Mohammed Kudus. Look, for those of you that have been following this channel, we already know what we need to address, right? We've already addressed the centre midfielder problem. Hugo and Santos have come in. I think we're stacked there. I've always said we need a centre half, we need a goalkeeper, we need a 9, and we need a left winger as a last resort. However, it looks like Chelsea are chasing one winger and another forward that could play wing and 10. Almost be a cover for Palmer, but also play on the right or the left wing. What's going on here? What we are seeing is Chelsea now have had a bid rejected for Mohammed Kudus. For those of you that do not know who this is a Ghanaian international and arguably some would say Africa's best player right now. Right? On ability, like on what he could become, on entertainment value, he's top 5 easily. I think Osimhen is in the top 5. I think Mohamed Salah. I think Kudus. And then Ademola Lookman comes into the conversation. Ayton Nuri comes into the conversation. You can have all these conversations of the type of talents that Marmoush comes into the conversation. That is Africa's best talents. For me, Kudus is one of the best. Like, Kudus is pure entertainment. He's take my money material. Genuinely, you pay money to watch people like Mohammed Kudus play. He is a very, very good footballer. He's had a down season, so everyone's off the hype. However, last year, he was one of the best African players, maybe even one of the best players in the world. Genuinely, like on the eye test. The way he plays, the way he expresses himself, the way he shoots, the way he gets goals. He's a magical footballer. So what has happened? Chelsea have decided to put a bid in for him. Chelsea understand that there's a clause in Kudus' contract that says in the first 10 days of July, he can leave for, I think it's 85 million pounds. Meaning they are very keen on getting involved in this because the player wants to move. The player is interested in Chelsea, and he's also interested in just leaving West Ham. It didn't work out for him. He's not happy. He wants to go play higher level of football. And this is where it gets interesting. Chelsea have made an offer, but the offer Chelsea made is cash plus Keenan Hall, Sanchez, Carney, Toussaint, and Chalobah. Pick 2. Pick 2, and then we'll decide how much money we pay. West Ham have rejected this. This is coming from an ex-West Ham employee. I think his Twitter handle is. This guy's super reputable. Like, when it comes to West Ham in the nose, this is an ITK that I trust purely because I've seen him operate in deals. And you know when you look from the outside in because it's not your club and you don't care. And you're like, oh, he said this. Oh, he said that. Oh, he said this. And there's reputable sources from Chelsea's side saying this. Whether it's Ben Jacobs, whether it's Alex Goldberg, who's literally building up a forte of proof like this transfer window of how much he knows. Chelsea are interested in the player. This is real. This isn't like made up news. This isn't fake news. This is genuinely real stuff. However, West Ham preferred it in cash. Do I like it? I think it's a bit odd. Why I think it's a bit odd is because if I'm not mistaken, his preferred position is on the right. He's not a touchline winger. He's an inside forward, meaning he wants to come in. He's not going to hog that touchline. However, this guy's unbelievable against low blocks. He can pick up a ball, beat someone off a dribble, smack it right or left foot. Talented, creativity, and I mean this in the most complimentary way, ego. In his head, I am the best player on this pitch. I don't care who he is. There was a quote, I think, before World Cup. He said he's as talented as Neymar. People took it as in a literal sense. He means that's how he feels. That's how he expresses himself. And I love players like this. Listen, a lot of you know I love Cole Palmer. I love Joao Felix. I love watching footballers like Ryan Cherki. Why? They express themselves. They back themselves. They're inexcusably themselves on the football pitch. They don't like to be pondered with tactics and filled up. Kudus can do that. Problem is though, is Kudus going to work under Enzo Maresca? Because Maresca is the type of manager that wants people to go and do exactly as he says. The good thing about Kudus is he'll be perfect in one-on-one isolations. You get the ball, you get it to Kudus, and Kudus, one-on-one, work your magic, broski. You go down the byline, cross it in, you cut in, you take shots, you thread a ball through. Look, he's been absolutely great for West Ham. He's had a poor season this year, and for me, I think there's a player there. I just think the price is very steep, and it's one that we're going to have to focus on. The latest news regarding Hugo Ekitike, it's promising, but at the same time, it's nothing new, right? So the promising stuff is the fact that we've already agreed we're in advanced personal terms, meaning he wants to come to Chelsea, Chelsea want him to come, the numbers they're offering, it sounds roundabout correct ballpark. Everything's working there. This is coming from reputable sources again. The problem is now what Fab said. Fab said Frankfurt are not going to budge on their fee. It's 100 million euros all in. However, and this is where it gets very interesting, 20% of that money goes to PSG. Hence why Frankfurt are like, hold on, whatever we get, we need X amount, and anything that we're not going to get, you need to basically settle the tab with PSG. What Chelsea are doing now is using the multi-club system at its finest. Oh, hold on. You're interested in our boys, right? You don't want any of our Chelsea players. What about the Strasbourg ones? So, surprise, surprise, Frankfurt are interested in Decore. He's a centre-back / defensive midfielder that I think he's 21 or 22 years old, if I'm not mistaken, that plays for Strasbourg. A very good player, good, competent player, someone that needs another club before he joins the elite club. I personally think he should be staying in Strasbourg and developing there. But he doesn't want to. He wants to move on. This is the second year in a row now that we've seen links with him going away. And they're also interested in Bakwa. For those of you that don't know about Bakwa, Bakwa is a right winger. He's French and he's very talented. Good ball striker. If I can give you a comparison, I would say B-Tech Marcus Rashford. Good on the ball, runs well, good way to pass, but primarily a shooter. Wants to open the goal, shoot on sight. Genuinely. Both feet, wants to slap the ball. Very good from set pieces, and a lot of interest is coming from Crystal Palace. We've seen West Ham linked with him. You see the level of club. Chelsea are like, Frankfurt, you're interested in him. How about we sort a deal out here? Strasbourg fans are going to be fuming. I would be too. However, who cares? Just send him a Kendry Pies. Send him a Kendry Pies. Let him be happy with that. You know, hold on. Backwards gone. Here's your Kendry. Here's Kendry for another 12 months. Here's Penders. Here's Jurgensen. Give him some stability, give him a goalkeeper that's ready to come in to play. We will see what happens. The sources that Frankfurt have, they're saying the deal's moving at a rapid pace. Strasbourg sources are saying their players are being used. And Fabrizio's saying the price is 100 million euros. That's all we have on Ekitike, and that's all we have at this moment in time. We will find out more. Off transfers, let's talk about something that we all really like. This idea of Andrey Santos coming to Chelsea Football Club. Listen, Andrey Santos at Chelsea Football Club is going to be a revelation. I absolutely love that player. For those of you that don't know, he can play in the 6 role, he can play in the 8, and I'm actually confident he can play 10. Like, I think he's that talented. I think he's an absolute star waiting to break out. To the point where I think Enzo Fernandez needs to be careful. Because if Enzo slowly but surely gives this kid a little bit of a chance to break in, with his robustness, with his physicality, with his aggression, with his ability to score goals, with his physical nature in the air, he will give Enzo a big problem that Enzo doesn't want to have, right? Enzo don't want that smoke. And for me, this is very exciting stuff, because this is where the squad now feels like this feels a £1 billion midfield. Like, this feels like we've spent £1 billion now and we're going to see the rewards. And people are going to say, Alex, calm down, you're getting gassed. I'm not getting gassed. I feel like Caicedo, Enzo, Lavia, Santos, Isugu is one of the best midfields in the world. Depth-wise, no one can chat to us. I genuinely am so confident. God forbid something happens to Enzo, Caicedo comes in. Santos comes in. God forbid something happens to Caicedo, Isugu comes in. Profiles are there to replace. The system won't change because the players are there to absolutely do their job. And Santos was talking, and Santos said he wants to be successful at Chelsea, he wants to keep his Brazil spot for the World Cup next year, and he wants to push to be an undefined determined starter, and also win trophy. He's ambitious. His idea is to make it at Chelsea Football Club, and he's going to do whatever it takes. I love this guy. I absolutely love him. Like, I liked him the minute we signed him from Vasco da Gama. I already knew about him because my boy sent him to me, Babs. Babs is like a savant of football, bruv. I don't know how he finds these talents. Then, what ended up happening is I tracked his career. Chelsea bought him, and we saw him at pre-season. I was begging for him to stay. Nottingham Forest didn't get the opportunity. Strasbourg smashed it. Strasbourg smashed it. Now he's back. Now this is where the story continues. Write your story, Andrey. Write your story. The final thing we need to talk about is Liam Delap. Liam Delap has joined Chelsea officially. Liam Delap, we have basically a reveal. What do we know? We know Liam Delap wants to win trophies here. We know that he's wearing the number 9. A lot of people are talking about, oh my God, it's the cursed number. How's he going to wear that number 9? Listen, it is what it is, man. Like, in some worlds, some people believe in curses, some people don't. Some people are superstitious, some people aren't. I feel he's going to be a success at the club. I don't think he's no world-class striker. Please don't misquote me. I think he can develop to be a very, very good striker at Chelsea. I looked at some of his finishes. They're all different. The goals he scores are exciting, tapping, ugly, worldies, screamers. He's just a versatile player. Not the best in the air, but it's because the numbers... There's not enough volume for us to judge that. The one thing I will say is, Jackson has got 12 NPGs this year, right? Non-penalty goals. I think with the chances he's had, Jackson should be close to around about 17, 18. I think Delap can top that this year. I think if you give Delap 35 games, 36 games, Delap will finish the season in and around 18 to 20 goals. That will be an outstanding return, and I feel like that will be around about an extra 6 points. Genuinely, if you take Jackson out this year and you put Delap in, and Delap gets the goals that I project him to get, I genuinely believe we wouldn't be finishing 4th. We'd be finishing closer to 2nd, maybe even 2nd. That's how good we'd be. But it is what it is. He gets the number 9 jersey. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts. But this was the Kavkas View. Thank you for watching. A lot of you keep asking for longer videos. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to do longer videos. And the reason I don't want to do it is I don't want to regurgitate stories that you've already heard. And I want this to be quick, concise. You're in and out. You get your Chelsea update. It's quick for me. It's quick for you. And you'll enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below. Do you want me to go into more extensive detail? I'll only do it if you, man, actually really want it. Because at the moment, I can't lie, the interaction, the metrics I'm tracking, we're smashing it. Likes are through the roof, subscribers are growing quickly, and more importantly, watch time is banging. Like, genuinely, you, man, are smashing it. You're all watching it, you're doing your thing, and I really appreciate it. Peace out, I'm out.